I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, I'm going to use it.
This is a statement by the DCP party. These are our MPs allied to our party. So it's a press statement on the Utumishi Academy fire tragedy issued this morning on 28th of May 2026 to the great people of Kenya. This morning we've woken up the sad news of the fire tragedy at Utumishi Academy in Gilgil, Nakuru County. On behalf of the DCP party, on behalf of our supporters across the country and beyond, we send our heartfelt sympathies and condole with the families and parents who've lost their loved ones. We pray for speedy recovery of the injured and those in hospitals. So far, we've been informed that we have lost over 16 girls and about 79 have been injured. This is a great loss to our nation and families who have lost their loved ones. No parent should go through such pain and ordeal. No child deserves to lose their future full of great potential. One death is one too many. Any nation that loses its young people in what could have been prevented must question their moral and responsible conscience. As the nation mourns, we strongly question the disaster preparedness in our country, especially in our boarding schools. We have lost too many students for a long time, ranging from St. Kizito in 1990s, Changuli Boys, Hillside and Russia Academy, and countless others. It is unfortunate that while the National Disaster Response Management Bill is stuck with the leadership of the National Assembly, our children continue to face danger in schools and Kenyans are still not spared. The recklessness of parliamentary leadership remains painful to Kenya. The function of disaster response is treated as an afterthought by this administration, who carelessly moved to the incompetent Cabinet Secretary for Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, who cannot be reached while he is attending to his late-night social calendars. We are adequately aware that the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, was informed of the fire tragedy at 2 a.m. last night, but he could not marshal government machinery and drive a distance of 1.5 hours. The Cabinet Secretary is too big that he could not even drive. He chose to only fly and was waiting for the weather to clear up this morning. A Cabinet Secretary who is an epitome of failure, Mr. Kipchumba Murkomen, must take personal responsibility in the loss of lives of the children who have lost their lives. If the same effort and energy used to recruit, deploy, and maintain political goons by Kipchumba Murkomen and Raymond Omoro was applied, disaster response management bill, the disaster management bill would have been applied, mitigation measures would have been implemented, and lives would have been saved. Moving into the future, we must put Kenya in a much better space in terms of disaster preparedness, disaster management, and mitigation. The question that we ask is, where is the National Disaster Response Committee, including all the key stakeholders, that was appointed in the year 2023 and put under the office of the Deputy President? Why was this key function moved to the Cabinet Secretary for Interior as a person and not an office? What interests are there by the President in moving functions to an individual rather than state departments? What was so hard for the Cabinet Secretary of Education to move to Nakuru as compared to going to Safari Park Hotel when our girls have died in numbers? Where is empathy? Kenya deserves better. How safe are our schools? If Utumishi Academy could lose 16 girls, yet we have security agencies at a stone throw, how safe are our kids in the other parts of the country? Since the fire tragedy in Endarasha in 2024, we have never been told how 21 babies died. What country is this that we are living in? We call for the immediate censure of the Cabinet Secretary for Education and the resignation of the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, Kimchumba Murkomen, for the deaths of our children at Utumishi Academy. That is our statement for this morning, and we actually would want to leave it at that. I'm sure we'll also call you at a future date as we continue to give blow-by-blow accounts of what we want to do and what we are planning for the people of Kenya. I want to thank you very much. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good work.
Are you out of data? Muthui Solutions Hub brings you amazing data deals, tunukiwa, minutes and SMS deals purchased with or without Okoa Jahazi. To get these deals, pay exact amount to till number 6964518. For more enquiries, reach our 24/7 support at 0719 289 675.